The company, Genesis Stem Cell Technologies, Inc., holds the world's most advanced keys to organ replacement and regeneration, treatments or cures for cancer and other dreaded diseases and chronic conditions, wound healing, and restorative cosmetology, genetic engineering, cloning, and life extension and anti-aging. The company's proprietary processes will disrupt, displace, and thoroughly revolutionize the way healthcare and medicine is practiced, to the extent that the company literally offers humanity the next step in its physical evolution.
All health-seeking practices and procedures require, in fact, rely upon the mind-body connection. This future diagnostic and healing electronic device is based upon discoveries which have been awarded 2 Nobel Prizes in quantum physics, and it currently holds 26 medical patents. It enables one to actually see the internal organs as well as the internal bacteria and viruses of the body, which respond to certain levels of your own specific magnetic brain waves. Put simply, this is how it works. It analyzes the magnetic waves of your brain and then compares any irregularities with millions of the best results of healthy individuals with the same blood type. The results of these comparisons can be viewed on a computer screen. It is literally the wave of the future of diagnostic and healing devices. The analysis is performed on the following levels: organ, cell, chromosome, and finally DNA. When the computer initiates its analysis, brain wave scans commence on an organ level. If poor function or malfunction is detected, the computer proceeds to a deeper analysis at the cellular, chromosomal, and finally at the DNA level. If, for example, an analysis is performed on an autistic child and chromosome 21 shows malfunction, the computer automatically proceeds to the chromosomal and DNA levels, which will show missing particles without which a DNA chain cannot function properly. The device is capable of detecting malfunctions at a very early stage of the illness. For example, it will tell you that a patient is developing the early stages of lung cancer. At present, only 1 out of 3 or 4 laboratories can confirm through biopsy that a patient is developing cancer. And for this reason, we feel it is much better to prevent than it is to cure. Using this non-invasive instrument, you can scan yourself, print the results, and go to a doctor with your illness history, genetic changes, blood analysis, including bacteria and viruses, and allergens, and the best way to heal yourself through natural substances, as directed by our electronic device. At present, we are seeking funding in order to be able to comply with requirements for FDA approval.
Hello, I'm Malwina Skrzyńska from Dr. Ratajczak's lab. Today I want to show how we sort VSELs and hematopoietic stem cells from human cord blood. So today we got 3 units of cord blood and we centrifuge those cells on a fecal vacuum. So we just got mononuclear cells. Then we do automax separation using CD133 and CD34 microbit kits, and we go through that CD34 and CD133 positive cells, and that population we stain with mono
It may be the most eye-catching development in printing since Gutenberg invented the printing press 600 years ago. A machine that can make copies of almost anything, but this time in 3D. It seems like science fiction, but 3D printing is already in use, building hearing aids, jewelry, even parts for NASA. Now, the technology is becoming available to anyone, meaning you can turn your garage into a small factory. So what would you build if you could create anything? Have a look. What you're watching is an ear being printed. Layer upon layer, tiny droplets are deposited, building up the structure. So this is someone's ear.
This would be printed to be someone's ear.
Oh my goodness. The project is a type of 3D printing called bioprinting, led by Dr. Anthony Atala at the Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine in North Carolina.
Same technology you have at your very own home, but instead of printing sheets of paper with ink, you're actually printing tissues with cells.
The premise is simple. Send a scanned image of a body part to the printer, and the machine starts building. Ears, noses, fingers. Dr. Atala's goal is to transplant the parts directly into patients.
So we're actually testing a lot of these structures right now experimentally. The way it works is the cells are able to anchor onto the scaffold. They start making new tissue, and as that starts to happen, this scaffold goes away.
An ear takes between 4 to 6 hours to make, printed with what's called bio-ink, a mixture of biodegradable gel and actual human cells.
One of the big advantages of these technologies is that you are using the patient's own cells. And by doing so, really, you avoid the major problem of rejection.
Dr. Atala has specialized in regenerative medicine since 1990. But it wasn't until this TED Talk 2 years ago that the promise of building body parts caught fire.
90% of the patients on the transplant list are actually waiting for a kidney. You can actually see the printer back here, and that's been printing this kidney structure that you see here. Here it is. You can actually see that kidney as it was printed earlier today.
While implanting kidneys like this is still at least a decade away, it holds the potential to revolutionize organ transplants.
Well, up until just recently, the way that we made these tissues was to actually create them by hand, one by one. When you start thinking about getting these technologies to many patients and creating thousands of these organs at the same time, you need to automate the process, and that's where bioprinting comes in.
Meaning you can make thousands of kidneys.
You could make thousands of organs. You know, you just pick the organ you want to make, then you allow the printer to do them over and over again.
And is this a finger?
This is actually a finger.
Right now, Dr. Atala's bioprinting is in the preclinical phase. Simpler organs will be the first to reach patients, starting with skin.
If this were in fact a wound, it would be dropping real skin cells over the wounded area.
The skin printing project is being funded by the U.S. military with the hope of treating injured soldiers in as little as 5 years. But while Dr. Atala's work is cutting edge, 3D printing isn't new.
The company's technology and proprietary processes all relate to the commercialization at a substantial profit of a specialized type of stem cell called a VSEL, which can be used to duplicate virtually any type of human organ tissue, such as liver, kidney, pancreas, and skin. There are tremendous implications for transplant medicine, cancer protocols, cosmetology, and anti-aging. The company will revolutionize the practice of medicine and healthcare beyond any breakthrough in the last millennium. They, VSELs, may very well be the true key to such revolutionary possibilities as organ replacement and regeneration, treatments or cures for cancer and other diseases. wound healing and restorative cosmetology, genetic engineering, cloning, and anti-aging and life extension. We can receive VSELs from umbilical cord blood or from the bone marrow of each individual, 10 to 1500 cells using sorters, which is a very expensive method. We have the methods to multiply VSELs in vitro, which is inexpensive. The company has the ability to harvest this very rare, tiny type of stem cell, multiply it into exponentially larger quantities, and to program it for virtually limitless specific healthcare applications. Stem cells are pre-programmed, but VSELs can be programmed. Each application, a single application, could be sold to a major pharmaceuticals or cosmetics firm for $1 billion or more, and there are many, many healthcare, medical, wellness, and cosmetological applications available to be sold, licensed, or joint ventured with these large, well-established, and cash-rich companies. Genesis Stem Cell Technologies, Inc. will have a constructive worldwide monopoly on all of the greatest scientific minds in VSELs, research, harvesting, multiplying, and applications. Michigan University is working on bone rejuvenation. Iran is working on pancreas replacement. India is working on ovary replacement. And Poland is working on heart replacement. It's time for commercialization.